Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Which function does a model of communication perform? Answer number.
A.
Present in the communication process in a condensed manner. Correct. What does a communication model display? Number 2. Answer.
A.
The information flow. Yes, there is a flow in information. The sender sends something, receiver receives something. In between, there's a message, feedback, etc. The color of the medium, color, that doesn't suit. The sender's preferences, every time they don't describe sender's preferences. The receiver's history, every time they don't describe. According to the note, what does a communication model highlight about the sender and receiver? Answer.
A. The nature, strength, and power.
Correct. You were discussing this. Yes.
So there are some mistakes in the answers I send. I'll make it right and send again, sir, later.
Okay. The model was, this is Starman-Osgood model, right? We are discussing questions from that model. The education level, this doesn't describe, right? Strengths are described. Sometimes they encode, that's a strength. Sometimes they interpret, then that's a strength. Sometimes they decode, that's a strength. Okay. What aspect of media activity does a communication model explain? Answer. Question number 3, answer.
A.
Question number 4. What aspect of media activity does a communication model explain? The process. The duration. Duration means usually we do, every day we do classes, 40 minutes. That's a duration. The equipment used. They don't always talk about equipment. The content means the message. They don't always speak about the message. But the process, they discuss about the process every time, every model. Number 5.
Answer A. The nature, necessity,
What
and
necessity does the communication model identify? Necessity. The language of communication. Language is a necessity, but not this communication model. The length of the messages, sometimes, not this communication model. The cost of communication, how much does it cost? Not this communication model. This communication model identify the nature, necessity, and situation of communication. Number 6. What's the answer?
A.
who stated that communication models present basic features and characteristics of communication. Professor Vimal Disanayake. There are basic features and characteristics of communication, said by Professor Vimal Disanayake. In which book does Professor Vimal Disanayake discuss communication models? Human communication. Answer. According to Professor Vimal Disanayake, what is a primary function of a communication model? Highlighting interrelations among key features and characteristics. That's the answer. Categorizing different communication technologies. Every communication model does not categorize different communication technologies. Listing communication barriers. Every communication model does not discuss about communication barriers. Predicting future communication trends. Every communication model does not do that. But highlighting interrelations among key features and characteristics, that is happened. Number 9. What is a simple explanation of the complex communication process? Personal anecdotes, marketing strategies, historical accounts. Answer is, what is simpler explanation of the complex communication process? Communication models. Communication model simply explain the communication process. Scholars from which disciplines have presented models for analyzing the communication process? Not one specific discipline, not communication technology only, not psychology only, various disciplines, political science, lecturers, psychology writers, communication technology, communication technicians, mathematicians, various disciplines. What aspect of the communication process do various models focus on? The timing, not always. The location, not always. Aristotle says about the location. The background noise, not always. But the sender is always there in every communication model. Besides the sender, what other element is a focus in various communication models? The weather, not always. The background music and the economic status, not always. But the receiver is there. What technology aspect is considered in communication models utilized in the communication process? All right. How can we utilize this in communication process? That is the technological aspect considered in communication models. Communication models help in understanding which process? Not transportation, not economy, not manufacturing, but the communication process. What kind of models have scholars presented to explain communication? Not single universal model, not a historical model, not a political model, a number of models, many models. Number 16, the communication process can be analyzed from different time, not time tone, the different perceptions, different viewpoints. What is an example of a key feature in communication models? Geographic location, not always there. Personal hobbies, not always there. Seasonal changes, it's not there. But the information flow is there. Whether there is feedback is there or not, whether they describe about the noise or not, they always discuss about information flow. What is an example of a key feature in that thing we discussed? Number 18. What helps to understand the true nature of communication? Not random guesses, not personal biases. What's the meaning of personal bias? Can you explain?
Personal preferences.
Yes. Media advertisements? No. The answer is key features and characteristics of the nature of communication is. Key features and characteristics help to understand the true nature of communication. What kind of situation does a communication model identify? The situation of communication is identified by a communication model. What's the last thing we discussed? Number 19.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What book discussed the function of communication models? Human communication. That is the book. That human communication book discussed the function of communication models. Who is associated with the quote on the primary function of a communication model? Professor Vimal Disanayak. Professor Vimal Disanayak in Human Communication book has given a quote on a primary function of a communication model. What is a primary function? What is the primary function of communication model? Described by Professor Vimal Disanayak in Human Communication book. Number 22. Which of the following function is not a function of communication models according to the note? Determining the age of the receiver. We don't learn that in the syllabus. Presenting the communication process in a condensed manner. Not relevant to the syllabus. Displaying the nature, strength, and the power of sender and the receiver. Not always, right? Explaining the process of the media activity. That's the answer. How do communication models present the communication process? In a condensed manner. What's the meaning of in a condensed manner? Can you explain? Wait. I will send you a note. Check the note. A communication model represents the process of communication in a simplified and a structured way. That's the meaning of condensed manner. A communication model represents the process of communication in a simplified and a structured way, breaking down the complex interaction into basic components and steps. When you can't understand something in a complex way, you break down that into components and steps. Typically, it includes elements such as sender, the person or entity initiating the communication, message, the information or content being conveyed, encoding the process of converting the message into symbols, words, or gestures. Channel, the medium through which the message is transmitted. The spoken word is a channel. Written text is a channel. Digital media is a channel. Receiver, the person or entity receiving the message. Decoding, the process by which the receiver interprets and understands the message. Feedback, the response from the receiver back to the sender indicating whether the message was understood. Noise, any interference or obstacles that might distort or block the message during transmission. By outlining these key elements and their interactions, communications models help us understand and analyze how information is exchanged and where potential breakdowns or improvements can occur. That's the meaning of the condensed manner. We'll go to the question again. Okay, I will just, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I will just describe. The questions are in your WhatsApp. What was the question number?
We discussed 22, sir.
23. We discussed 23. How do communication models present the communication process in a condensed manner? That means they break down the models, communication models break down the communication process. That is a condensed manner. They simplify the communication process. That is condensed manner. Understood?
Yes, sir.
What does the note imply about the relationship between the sender and the receiver in communication models? It displays the nature, strength, and power. It doesn't ignore their relationships. It only focuses on the sender, wrong. It focuses only on the receiver, wrong. Answer is it displays the nature, strength, and power. 25. What aspect of communication does Professor Vimal Disanayake emphasize on his book? Professor Vimal Disanayake, in his book Human Communication, emphasize basic features and characteristics of communication models, not advanced mathematical models, not historical evolution, not personal communication styles. What is a characteristic that communication models highlight according to the note? The interrelations among key features. Which function is not associated with communication models? Determining the exact time of communication, it is not there. Present in the communication process is there in communication models. Displaying information flow is there in communication models. Explaining media activity is there in communication models. But determining the exact time of communication is not there. Not 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Not 8 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. What kind of process is simplified by communication models? The complex communication process is simplified by communication model. Which area is not a focus in various communication models? The sender is focused, the receiver is focused, the effect is focused, but the budget of the message is not focused. Cost of the message is not focused. What is the main utility of communication models in media activity? Explaining the process is the main utility of communication models in media activity. Not predicting media trends, not designing media content, not marketing media products. Those things are irrelevant. different lessons, but not in this lesson. According to the note, what kind of models do scholars present? A number of models. Which of the following is not considered in the communication models? The technology utilized is considered in communication models. The sender and receiver are considered in communication models, but the economic status of the participants is not described in communication models. This thing, did you write? Choose an interpretation. Wait, we will discuss the MCQ first. Question number 25. Are you there?
Question number 32 we did, sir.
32. Wait. Which model first? Not that one. (33) In what manner do communication models present information flow? In a condensed manner, not extended manner. Extending the note is not useful in learning. Summarizing the note is useful, not interrupted manner, not chaotic manner, condensed manner. What aspect of the sender and receiver does a communication model display? The nature, strength, those things. We discussed the same thing in the previous question. What do communication models help in identifying the situation of communication? Who discusses the communication models in the context of human communication? Professor Vimal Disanayak in his book Human Communication. What primary function do communication models serve according to Professor Vimal Disanayak? Highlighting interrelations among communication features. According to Professor Vimal Disanayak in his book Human Communication, highlighting interrelations among communication features are served by communication model. What type of process is explained through various models by scholars? Communication process is explained through various models by scholars. What element is not a focus in various communication models? The clothing of the sender is not a focus in various communication models. The receiver is focused, the effect is focused, the technology utilized is sometimes focused. What do communication models help to display about the media? The process of the media activity, not the color schemes, not the funding sources for media, not the popularity of media channels. Which of the following is a correct function of communication models? Present in the communication process in a condensed manner. We discussed that. Which scholars' work is referred regarding communication models? Professor Vimal Disanayaka's work is referred regarding communication models in this note. What book is authored by Professor Vimal Disanayaka? Human Communication. Which process do communication models help to simplify? The complex communication process is simplified by the communication models. Simple physical process, you don't have to simplify. Agricultural process and mechanical process, they don't simplify in communication models. In analyzing communication, what do various models consider? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In analyzing communication, what do various models consider besides the sender? The receiver, not the sender's attire. Attire means
About the send
what
is
does the sender
wearing.
wear, etc. Right? Those things. His features, the geographic location, the economic background, not discussed. In analyzing communication, the sender is what do various models consider besides the sender? The receiver. Sender and receiver is always there. What does the note mention about the effect in communication model? It is a focus area in communication model. The effect in this note. Which of the following is an aspect focused on by communication models? The technology utilized. What does the communication model display about the sender and receiver? The nature of the sender and receiver, strengths of the sender and receiver, powers of the sender and receiver. Who is the author of the book titled Human Communication? Professor Vimal Disanayaka. What is the primary focus of communication models according to the note? Basic features and characteristics of communication are the primary focus of communication models.